So many of us, we are still shaped by the stories we were too scared to talk about. When a child mistrusts their emotions, they carry unspoken wound even into adulthood, even right under the nose of the parents. A lot is happening. What happens when a child doesn't feel safe? Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is you telling your younger self that you don't deserve that. Okay, let's go back to work. Beautiful, so welcome back to the channel today. If you're new to this channel, thank you for joining us, and to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for stopping by today. So my name is Funmilayo. As usual, I'm a mental health counselor, and this is a safe space where we get to explore faith conversation, we get to explore personal development, we get to share our stories, we get to uncover the truth and the lies that we've been told all this while. The story I'm about to share with you is the story of Mel Robin. She's a very popular person in the space of mental health, personal development, and of course, Gabon Mattel is someone who is so knowledgeable about trauma, anything trauma. He has been a blessing. Why am I sharing our story with you? I'm sharing this because I want you to see what happens to a child when a child doesn't feel safe with their caregiver, that's their parents or the people around them. And of course, I'm going to show you how the stories you grew up with, the experiences that happens to you, shaped the way you view yourself, your relationship, and even your faith. Okay, let's sit with me and make sure you watch to the end, because in the end I'm going to be sharing some helpful tips on what you can do to uncover those things and to really break out of those cycles so you do not repeat pattern. Mel, she narrated that one day she woke up, she found herself, she was sleeping obviously, but of course by the time she opened her eyes, she found about maybe 2, 3 or 4 guys, boys, lying on top of her. And as a lady, you don't want to imagine what that would look like. So in that interview, Gabon asked Mel, at that point when that happens to you, how did you feel? And she said she felt scared and she felt confused, like, okay okay guys, what's going on here? And then he asked her, who did you tell? And she said she didn't tell anyone. And this brings me to the fact that even right under the nose of the parents, a lot is happening. This is not to patch her parents, this is not to make them feel like they're not working, they're not doing well. They are doing their job. But I tell you that a lot happens, especially with the people they trust the most. They are the ones even abusing. But that's not the story for today. Let's journey with Mel. So when Mel woke up and she met this guys on top of her, she felt confused, she felt tired. And Gabon asked her, okay, at that period, what did you feel? And she said she felt scared and she felt confused. Okay, when that happens to you, who did you tell? And she said she didn't tell anyone. Okay, why don't you tell your parents? And she said she doesn't feel safe. And we are in Africa where even those who open up to tell their parents, they were shut down. They were told to be quiet. And then the abuser and the abuse continues. It continues. Gabon asked Mel, if your daughter went through the same experience that you go through, how would you feel if she's unable to explain or communicate that to you? She took a pause and was like, that means she doesn't feel safe with me. Why am I sharing this with you? These are the stories that shaped us. And then, what really stood out for me in this conversation was when Gaba said, trauma is not what happened to you. Trauma is not what happened to you. Trauma is what happened inside of you as a result of what happened to you. I'm going to rephrase that. Trauma is not what happens to you. Trauma is what happened inside of you when that event happens. So when that event happens to Mel, she couldn't speak up. But again, something I want you to pay attention to, which Gabor said. He told her, he says, that means the environment where she was in before that particular event happens was not safe. Do you know why she couldn't tell her parents? It could be that she's also trying to protect them because she feels like they've already had too many things going on with them. And this is the story many of us can relate with. We get to pick up, carry on, repressed so many things that we cannot even open up to our parent because we're like, oh, if I tell my parent now, so many things will be stopped. So many things everywhere will scatter. Is it that you're being shut down, or is it that they feel emotionally, overwhelmed? And that alone is trauma. Because when that abuse happened, and if she was able to go to her parent and say, Daddy or Mommy, this is what just happened to me. Do you know what? The story will be different if she was able to go there to meet her parent. It will be different. And if the parents also were able to acknowledge the fact that that happens to her, not shut her down, say, why are you crying? It's okay, don't cry, don't tell anyone. Do you get? So if the parents are able to okay, oh my God, I'm so sorry, this happened to you, this had to happen to you. You must be scared. It looks so overwhelming, right? You confirm, you allow that child to feel, you feel so unsafe and scared, right? And the child says, yes, Mommy, I feel so scared. Oh, I'm so sorry. And the parents reaffirm the child, you know what? You're safe here right now. If anything ever happens to you, trust me, you can come back to Mommy. You can come back to Daddy. Daddy will be here for you. Daddy or Mommy will be here for you. You do not need to shut down your emotions. What happens to you, it is not what defines you. You are not your abusers. So guys, I need you to pay attention to what I'm sharing with you today, because trauma is not what happened to you. It is not what happens to you. It is what happened inside of you when that thing happens. It is the break of trust. It is the silent emptiness. It is that space where you feel uncovered. It is that space where you feel like, oh my God, even the people I trusted more, the people I hold in high esteem were actually the one who is doing this. So it is so hard. It is that thing, the way you begin to repress, the way you begin to interpret, and the way you begin to see yourself, oh my God, now I'm broken, now I'm this. That is it. That is it. It is the narrative, the narration, the story you tell yourself when those things happen. So I want you to pay attention, okay? Because when a child is not safe with a parent or with their caregiver, a lot will happen and the parent will not even get to notice. And these are the things that leaves an imprint in children's personality. I tell you for a fact today, I know I'm an introvert, but I can tell you, if I grew up in a different environment, I might not be an introvert. People who we call people who are sensitive, they are not just sensitive for no reason. They are sensitive for a reason. People who have trust issues, they do not just have that. They have that for a well-known reason. And if you sit across people, you hear their stories, you will know people who wants to people please, who would rather go and break a bank just to make a noise on social media or to please people that they are doing well. They are not just doing that because all is well. there is a force, there is a narration that is forcing them to do what they're doing. And that's not our focus for today, but I hope you're getting it. So many of us, we are still shaped by the stories we were too scared to speak. We were too scared to talk about. So many of us. And this began to be like, okay, now you wear a mask to, now cover up and just try to be whom you're not. And I know that can be very hard, but let's quickly move on. When a child doesn't feel emotionally safe, they learn to hold it all in. When a child doesn't feel emotionally safe to speak, they start to mistrust their emotions. And that's why we have children, some of them, they begin to throw tantrums, they begin to shout, scream. There's a lot going on there. When a child mistrusts their emotions, they carry unspoken wound even into adulthood. And you'll be wondering, oh my God, now that you're a believer, now that you're an adult, you should know better. No. Many adults are working with a, let's say, 6 or 3-year-old child mindset. That is why you will still see an adult who would rather do something to please someone just for them to be accepted. That is not normal. It's a mindset of a young boy or a young child who has not been seen, who was not seen while growing up, who had to contend for attention between parents. They grew up thinking, maybe I'm too much. And if you're watching me and you grew up thinking, it seems I'm too much. You grew up thinking, maybe I don't deserve it. You grew up thinking, maybe no one, will believe in me. If you grew up thinking, it seems I'm too much for people. If you grew up thinking, no one believes in me. If you grew up thinking, I don't think I deserve it. And this silence becomes your story, even though it should never have been. I'm inviting you into this space to let you know that you're not alone. You are not alone. And we are here in this space for a reason. It's to uncover what has been buried. It's to uncover what you feel ashamed to even talk about. And each time you remember them, you wish you don't even remember them. You wish you have one sort of power to go and retaliate to your abusers. You're not alone. And you are not your abusers. You're not. So let me ask you one personal question right now. What stories have shaped how you see yourself today? What stories have shaped how you see yourself today? If you grew up in silence, shame, abandonment, confusion, chances are you've internalized stories like I am not good enough, stories like I need to end love, stories like God must be disappointed in me, stories like it's safer to stay quiet. And now, even when your world is falling apart, you stay quiet. Even when you're being abused, you stay quiet. This is not your identity. This is not your identity. This is not who you are. This is not who God has created you to be. You are much more better, beautiful, greater than this version of you. And I'm challenging you that you need to take the step to begin to work on yourself. It is never too late. If this speaks to you, here are gentle steps I want you to take from this video. First is to acknowledge what has happened to you. And how do you acknowledge what has happened to you? Do you know the beautiful and not the beautiful part is that many adults cannot even remember their childhood memories. Now that you have a faint memory of what happened, how do you even acknowledge that thing? But the first step is acknowledge that pain. Acknowledge that it happens. Acknowledge that, I think this thing happens to me. Stop minimizing your pain. I need you to understand that you were young. You don't deserve that. That silence cost you something. and it deserves to be seen. And second step I'm offering you from this space is to forgive yourself. Yes, this can be very hard. Forgive yourself for not standing up when those things happen. Forgive yourself for being a child. You were just a child. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is you telling your younger self that you don't deserve that. It is you telling your younger self that I see you now. It is you telling your younger self now, you are not your abusers. It is you telling your younger self that you were just a child, and those who abused you, you are not them. You didn't do anything to deserve that. You don't. You didn't. You didn't do anything to deserve that. And I'm sorry if it's breaking your apart. So the third step I'm offering you that I need you to take out from this is to seek help. Get a faith-based mental health counselor who would help you to unpack these things. I kid you not. There are things that we all need to work on. And I believe in the power of healing that Jesus has given unto us. But then Jesus needs your authenticity. Jesus needs your vulnerability. If you are not ready to open up, to take the veil off your head, your face, the shame will keep haunting you. And that is why so many people are still walking, even in the love of Christ. Shame is still haunting them. Guilt is still haunting them. And you wonder, you've confessed scriptures. Yes. But there is a part of you that is hidden that the Lord wants you to see. And that is where the Lord has positioned people, the right people, to be that guiding light, to help you see what you're not seeing. Because sometimes you've been trying so hard to run away from yourself. You've just been chasing a shadow of yourself that never existed. And this is not to condemn you, but I want to believe that, from this video, God has been able to open you up to so many things. And before we close this particular episode or series, I need you to say a word of prayer that, Lord, be my guide. And when the Holy Spirit is guiding you, it is subtle, gentle voice who will tell you what to do. Sometimes you don't need anyone, but sometimes you need people. Stop hiding. I'm rooting for you and I'm inviting you again. If you need someone to talk to, Bevel Haven is a safe space that God has given us in this dispensation. I need you to take advantage of what God is doing. We've worked with clients for the past 1 month, and it's been it's been an awesome journey working with people, holding their hands and getting testimonies, getting real life changes from people, and you are not exempted. Click the link in the description box and yes, book a session or send me a DM if any of this, if you have something to unpack and so many other things. I will be open and I'll be glad to welcome you with a full arm and a soft hug. And yes, very importantly, there's something that stood out for you in this particular video. I need you to drop it in the comments session so I can get to meet you. And if you've not subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? It's very beautiful to have you become part of the family. And I kid you not, if this has blessed you and someone this will also bless, kindly share with someone. And till I come your way again, keep smiling and stay blessed.